FM. Sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill, Boulder 54 in the Tap Out Sports Zone. I am sitting here with Chris Young.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And we got a wild card show today. We're going to be taking your calls live at 672-9572. I'm going to talk about whatever you want. So it doesn't matter what it is. Well, to a point, I guess it does. But for the most part, we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is your show. Let's before we start, though, we'll go over a couple of things. First, let me read that number again. 672-9572. That's WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp only. Yesterday was the 192nd communication that was put out by INSA regarding what's going on in the country with the coronavirus pandemic. And what they had said yesterday at the end of the broadcast day was, well, before the start of some of the economic activities that we are looking forward to, which again begins September 14th, I think it is?
Yeah.
September 14th.
Yeah.
Mensa.
No, is it 14th? I don't know.
14th. Oh, well, no.
28th is the restaurant.
28th is the restaurant, so
Yeah.
you definitely know that one, yeah. Mensa met with the leaders of the National Chamber of Transportation, that's Conatra, and the MeBus company to coordinate the actions to follow from Monday the 7th. Monday, representatives of both sectors agreed to accept Mensa's proposal to guarantee safe transportation to all users of the public system, including taxis, buses, etc., the big buses, small buses, and what have you. This is actually nationwide, although this particular communication was focused on Panama City. However, they will be allowed to carry more than one passenger as long as they are recommended not to touch their mask. Okay, don't touch your mask, which that's so hard to do. God, that's so hard to do. I keep, adjusting, and you're talking and it falls off your face. So anyway, excuse me. Don't use cell phones, don't eat food, the usual stuff. Just basically sit quietly on the bus or in the cab and, get to your destination safely. Got a little bit of a cough this morning.
I hope that's not Corona.
The Rona? No, it's not the Rona.
Okay.
It's not the Rona. I've actually had a Corona test. You can get Corona tests, by the way, the Munitech. It's like $45.
Yeah?
Here in town, usually within 48 hours.
And they send a second one, too. Right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And you got to make an appointment with them. But people have asked about that. Hey, where can I get a coronavirus test? Because down at the hospital in Lviv, it's like $200.
Yeah.
$200. You can get it done here, though. There was a tour of the Cologne free zone, but getting to the epidemiological report, out of the 26 million or so people that have contracted this disease, already 17.3 million have recovered.
It's going down, right?
It is going down, yeah.
The percentage of deaths is
there are
dropping.
863,000 deaths, and the worldwide mortality rate has gone down a bit to 3.3, but Panama is still way ahead of that.
Why do you think that is?
Well, Panama has gotten, and a lot of people have commented about how strict the rules are, the quarantine, why they give the male, female, everything that has been done is actually worked. And I know it's really inconvenient and it's a pain in the neck, and especially, my wife doesn't drive, so I'm the only driver in the house, which means when we did that male-female thing, I was the one who had to go grocery shopping. I'm the worst person to send to the grocery store. Even with the list. So there's a list of all healthy food, right? Cucumbers and peppers and all kinds of vegetables and fruit. And I end up coming back with cheese doodles and Oreos and ice cream. And
we might be related.
But the mortality rate here in Panama is 2.2%. And if you look at the amount of people that have so far contracted the disease, it's 94,914. Almost 70,000 have recovered. So we're kind of ahead of the curve. Which, when you look at what we've had to go through and all the restrictions that the government has put on it, when you look at the numbers that were, a whole percentage point, a little bit more than a whole percentage point ahead of the national fatality rate, you got to kind of, say to yourself, well, this, it works. It's working, when we're opening up. There's two other things that I wanted to let you know about. Today is the last day for the Will Wolf medical fundraiser. from 11 to 2 at Big Daddy's, and thank you, Chris, very much for allowing us to do that.
Glad to be able to do it.
And over at Sugar and Spice as well from 11 to 2, so stop on over there. I got a message from Samantha Faria. I think I got her last name pronounced right. She runs the cat sanctuary, the Los Meninos, not Los Molinos, Los Meninos cat sanctuary. And that is a privately owned and operated sanctuary for cats. And I know that we do a lot for dogs and dog camps, a friend of the show and all that, but we can't forget about our little kitties. Los Meninos has been here for 16 years. They've been around for a long time. And all the cats that go or end up at Los Meninos are evaluated by a veterinarian. They're vaccinated. They're introduced to a 2,000 square meter indoor facility where they receive good quality cat food in a safe and welcoming environment. And those cats that have health or behavioral problems get the special attention they need to live long and healthy lives. Now, Los Meninos has always had beautiful, healthy cats looking for adoption into loving homes, and cats are carefully placed in homes that can offer a safe and healthy place to live the rest of their lives. And like I said, for the past 16 years, they've found homes for more than 300 abandoned cats and kittens. But many cats who arrive, or that arrive, at Los Meninos are never adopted and become lifelong residents. And several of the resident felines there are over 15 years old, and they live there for most or all of their lives. So your donation to Los Meninos buys cat food, medicines, veterinary services for these wonderful cats and kittens, or perhaps maybe you're interested in adopting one of their kitties. You can visit their website at losmeninoscatsanctuary.org, and I'll post it on the post-show promotion. You'll find them on Facebook for adoptions, donations, or to enjoy photos of their beautiful cats. They thank you for caring about Boquete's cats and for supporting the essential services that the Los Meninos Cat Sanctuary provides for their community. And that's pretty much what I've got as far as news and current events. Don't forget, Will Wolf today, Big Daddy's 11 to 2, and Sugar and Spice. So the phone number to call in here about whatever you want to call in is 672-95729. It doesn't matter what the topic is. We will be more than happy to talk to you about it or just hear what you have to say. Chris, what do you got going on with the restaurants in your life today?
Well, what is today?
Today is Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Friday, yeah. The 4th of September.
Feels like Groundhog Day, right?
I know.
Every day's the same.
Every day's the same.
Yeah. We're working on trying to get the restaurants open. We decided, finalized our menu yesterday for the relaunch of Tap Out.
Yeah.
It's going to be super cool. Nothing like it in Boquete.
Oh.
It's going to be more of like a Texas meets Kansas City barbecue.
Yes! Oh my gosh.
We got the smokers up. I've been playing actually during all this quarantine, I've been testing and having a lot of fun testing a lot of items. Yesterday I received a whole bunch of samples from different purveyors and different companies, and most of them meat related. And this month I'm doing a 30-day challenge with a couple friends, and it's so one guy's doing keto, one guy's doing vegetarian, I'm doing the vegan thing. So I couldn't really try much of these samples yesterday.
You should have called me.
Would you have done that for me?
I would have done.
Okay.
I would have done it for free, just because that's the type of guy.
Wow, thank you.
I know that the last thing that I had from your restaurants was your ribs from Boulder.
Yeah.
And if you calculate the amount of time between when I opened the container and all that was left were bones, it was probably in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I opened that up. I got one whiff of that barbecue sauce, and I remember the last show you told me about the tip end that was folded. It was folded over. That's the first thing I grabbed. I said, "Oh, I gotta check this out." Pulled that off, and that was gone. And, you try to separate the ribs, but of course it's so tender, right? The bone just comes out. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna have to eat this up. Man, that was so good. And of course your onion rings from Big Daddy's were, as always, fantastic. But
thank you.
when is opening day for your restaurants?
We're gonna do 28th Big Daddy's, October 5th Boulder, and October 12th Tap Out.
Yeah, that's very cool. We're all looking forward to getting to getting back out there, I know that the alcalde had put something out yesterday that they're also looking forward to getting things going. But we're all concerned about opening up the checkpoint and just letting people in and all that. And
Yeah.
I guess this is where you offer that public service announcement. When you're out in a public place, do the wear your mask. Social distancing and all that. I know you've got your restaurant set up, to accommodate that.
Yeah, we finally got our approval from the health department, Mensa.
Yeah.
We got all our plans in with them, and we're good to go. It's been a few months working very, very hard to get that to happen. And it's interesting. There's still we're approved, but there's still some things we don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess
But really, if you just follow basically the standards of health and safety in restaurants.
Yeah, it should be okay. Well, I know that you guys, really are fastidious about disinfecting and cleaning and making sure everything is safe. Your employees washing their hands and all that. You were mentioning, and I don't know if you had come to any kind of a decision, but you were experimenting, or not experimenting. You were considering different scenarios. Disposable, plates and flatware and disposable menus. Is anything?
With,
I'm looking on trying to find the right. I don't want to use plastic.
Yeah.
But the options there's some good options. There's some bamboo stuff that is disposable. There's some good options. So have I decided 100% no?
Yeah.
Working on it though.
I know you'll come up with something.
Yeah.
How long? How long has Big Daddy's been around? I mean, under your.
I've had it for, I guess 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, I think. Yeah, 4 years, yeah.
It's hard to find the history of that place, but I know that before you got it, wasn't it like it was like a taco stand or something? Because I know you added all that stuff, and you've expanded, and you're always adding on and putting new things in there. But when you took it over, what?
Big Daddy's has been there for I think 8 or 9 years, and it's actually got a super cool history because just the name Big Daddy's would probably be the last name that I would pick for a restaurant. But when I found out the reason behind it and the history behind it, it was super cool. So there was a gentleman named Larry and his wife, and they opened the restaurant. And Larry his son was cooking for. I'm sorry, his son was playing baseball, and they were doing work for Trisker Hogarth, I think.
Yeah.
And so I may be getting some of these details a little jumbled, but basically to get the gist of it, here's what it is. So his son's friends would come over, and they'd call him Big Daddy. He'd go and he'd cook for the kids at the orphanage, and they'd call him Big Daddy. So when he opened the restaurant, he called it Big Daddy's, named after that. So the name has a cool history.
That's very cool. It's funny that there's in the town that I used to live in outside in Atlanta, a little suburb of Atlanta. There's a restaurant there. It's also called Big Daddy's, and it's a pretty popular place. They have cornhole tournaments. I mean, it's not a small place, a big restaurant.
Yeah.
And I'm still on some of the local Facebook pages from where I used to live. This is Peachtree City, Georgia, and it was funny because about a week and a half ago, I get this. I'm looking through Facebook, and here's this thing. There was a raid, at the massage parlor next to Big Daddy's, and it didn't even occur to me, that it wasn't Big Daddy's here. And I'm driving down the road with my wife, and I'm like, there's a massage parlor next to Big Daddy's? I didn't know that. She goes, why? What happened? And I'm going on about this. Yeah, there was a big raid. They found a bunch of people that weren't supposed to be there, and there was undocumented people, and they arrested the owners, and they ended up having to go next door to Big Daddy's and do all this stuff. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. And when we got home, I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, never mind.
Wrong town.
That's the wrong country. Totally wrong country.
I had a guy who would always call me and be like, I want the blah blah for the special. I'm like, yeah, I don't have that.
We don't do that.
Like, no, I'm looking at it on Facebook right now. Like, no. Yeah.
So 6729-5729. This by the way, about a month ago, I had figured, all right, well, we got maybe a little more than a month ago, probably 2 months ago. The reason why I made it as making an attempt to change the format is because with the quarantine, it was very, very difficult to get, almost impossible really, to get people to come out and do the show.
Yeah.
And we've tried to do some call-ins, to do it over the phone through my studio at the house, but the technology really wasn't compatible with what we got here at the station. And I said, well, maybe we could try call-in show, while we're under quarantine to see how it goes. And this is our third attempt to try to get you all to pick up the phone and call us 6729-5729 to talk about whatever you want. And my goal was, this is community radio. This has always been a community radio show. We always talk about things that go on here, and not necessarily only in Boquete, but also in Cherokee in general. And we've had some input from people over in Volcan and Volcas. So I figured, okay, let's give this a shot. So this is our third call-in show. We've had a couple of people call in, the last couple of weeks, and really trying to get this going. And look, if it doesn't work, it's not a problem. I've got guests lined up or people who have expressed an interest in being in the show. But I thought it would be really cool to do this, right? Because when you look on social media, even within the confines of the Boquete district, there's a lot of conversation going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people talking about a wide variety of things, and not, outlandish stuff. Just, hey, what's going on with the prices of food? We talked about this before the show.
Yeah.
It seems the prices of food are going. Well, why are the prices of food going up? And I had no idea why. And you had given me a little information on that. And this is good information to have. We can talk about that in a second. But we would really like to hear from you. We've taken out all the stops for the show. As far as, well, let's not talk about anything, political or any crazy conspiracy theories.
Let's talk political.
Let's talk anything you want,
Conspiracy theory. Let's talk about it.
Give us a call,
Fun.
Chris and I are sitting here under a nice 5G antenna. Our beards are growing very rapidly, and I have another arm growing out my back, and, stuff like that. But yeah, we're going to give, like I said, this is the last chance I'm going to give this format, and if it doesn't work out, if it's something that you, the community, don't want to be involved in, that's fine, no judgment. We'll go back to our regular radio format, but let's have some fun today, right? 6729-5729, WhatsApp only. Give us a call. Let's hear from you. Let's hear what you want to talk about. What's on your mind?
Who's going to be the next president in the U.S.?
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think, Al?
Nice way to put me on the spot there. I think the guy who gets the most electoral votes is going to win. That's why.
Good answer.
You like that?
Wow, nice, yeah.
Yeah, that I tell you what, that's a heck of a topic, and it's actually it's a divisive topic.
Yeah.
I have seen where on social media there have been some very productive conversations without any of the I guess vitriol going back and forth. But sometimes vitriol's fun to watch. It's like a train wreck sometimes. But yeah, you got an opinion on that? 6729-5729.
Nobody's going to call and talk about it.
I know, right?
I seriously doubt they will.
Yeah, there's Chris Young's challenge. There's Chris Young's challenge. You got an opinion on that? Call us. 6729-5729. We're just looking to hear from you. We're looking for your opinions, for your thoughts on things. Doesn't matter what it is. There's a lot of things going on in town here.
Here's the call.
We got a call?
Yep.
We got a call.
All right.
Let's see who it is. Hello, you're live on Boquete Now. Who am I talking to?
It says Jim Bondu.
Who is it?
Jim Bondu.
Jim, how you doing, man? Welcome
Jim.
to the show. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I was just responding to your little blather about the origins of Big Daddies, and I forget Larry, but I certainly remember Elizabeth, who was one of the two founders, I believe, and she really made a very mean margarita.
Yeah, she did.
And we talked about that, and she had learned to do that in the bar on the waterfront in Puerto Vallarta, where she had worked for a number of years, and it was very important to me because it was the bar where Willie and Lobo got their start as musicians.
Wow.
And anyway,
Wow.
so I thought I would contribute that to your little conversation there.
Yeah, I certainly appreciate that. That's a cool piece of history that I didn't know, and that's awesome. Thank you, Jim. That's amazing.
That's very cool. That is very, very. I didn't know that. I know that I like the margaritas that are there now. A lot of people like those. I remember handing those little cards out.
Yeah.
When me and Tommy were playing to get someone to come in. That's a very cool piece of history, Jim. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Jim. Bye bye.
Have a great day. Yeah, well, see, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just heard from Jim with some history on Big Daddies. 6729-5729. Give us a call. Ask us anything. How about that? Let's do an AMA. Ask me anything.
Nice.
You never know what kind of an answer you're going to get, or talk about whatever you want. Like I said, this is your community radio. This is your opportunity to pick up the phone and give us a call and talk about whatever it is that you want. You know what's interesting to me, Chris?
What's that?
Is when and this has got to do with the checkpoint.
Uh-huh.
And through all of this, leaving. Obviously, there's no checkpoint leaving town, but coming in, I've noticed that. What do they do with the big buses? Do they go on the big buses and check everybody?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Because sometimes there's a really long line there, or there was anyway, and sometimes you just drive straight through and there's nobody there, and I get that, but that's irrelevant. But I always wondered, when you get the buses come through, and they've been running the big buses now for about a month and a half, because I looked on my pictures and I took a picture.
We have a call?
We have a call. Oh, hey. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
This is Victoria Anderson.
Well,
Hi,
hello,
Victoria.
Victoria. How are you today?
I am well, and you gentlemen are well?
We are hanging in there.
Living the dream sometimes.
Yeah, man. So what do you want to talk about?
I have a question for Chris.
Yes, ma'am.
When you guys get going and open up again, are you bringing Al back to do karaoke?
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that.
We definitely want that. It depends on some information we're waiting on from the health department. Mensa is what Mensa. I think everybody knows what Mensa is.
Gotcha. Well, I just wanted to put the bug in your ear in case you hadn't thought about it.
Oh, I appreciate that. We've even talked about doing it virtually, just
See how that goes.
Yeah, but
there you go.
It's not the same.
Virtual karaoke, that would be quite entertaining.
Yeah.
You can sing in the shower if you want.
I might participate. People won't have to look at me. They'll only have to listen to me.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, thank you. I just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you so much, Victoria.
Thank you, Victoria. That's
okay.
That's interesting though, because Mensa does regulate the entertainment aspect of bars and restaurants too, right?
Yeah. So bars can't open until.
No idea. So I'm really glad I asked that question.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thanks,
Cool.
Victoria.
All right, guys. Take care.
Have a great weekend.
So yeah, that's the
You know,
restaurant can open.
Bars can't open yet. That date has not been set yet.
Oh.
As far as I could be. Not
But a restaurant that provides entertainment, because I played music at all three of your places.
Yeah.
What does that fall under? I mean, I guess Mensa would have to regulate that. You can open for dine-in, but you can't have live entertainment yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on how thick your mask is, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I can't imagine trying to play music with a mask on.
So everybody has to wear. Let me clarify this. All the staff have to wear face shields.
The shields.
Yeah.
With
And
the mask, or
yeah.
mask and shields.
Yeah. And we do a daily log of the employees for the temperature.
Okay.
When they come in, and there's another checklist that they make us do, which is it's basically stuff that we do anyway. So that's one thing. The only time I ever explode is when it has to with the staff is when it has to do with safety stuff, and it's a very mild explosion. Not like
Yeah, but still
ordering
though,
stuff.
sometimes you gotta be the boss. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never. My family owns a lot of restaurants. I've never actually worked in any of them. But I do remember conversations around the dinner table, growing up in the various, from small pizza places to restaurants that seat 300 people. You know, my family has always been like you have to be accessible to your employees. You have to be congenial, and you know it's nice to have them feel that they can come to you with anything. But there's also, you know, I remember my uncle telling me there's a line where I've got to be the boss, and I've got to be the jerk, and I've got to be the one who's going to lay down the law. I've got to be the one to say you do this again, you know, you're fired. Nobody likes doing that, but when it comes to health and safety, well, that affects the community.
Yeah.
You know, whether you have a small little place where you get 5 people a week, or you have a giant restaurant that's serving hundreds, you don't want that reputation, right?
So what I'll do is I'll put paint on my hands, red paint. No, seriously, and I'll say, okay, guys, let's pretend like this is COVID, or let's pretend like this is raw chicken, or let's pretend like this is something that none of us want inside our bodies.
Right.
And so I'll go around and I'll open the refrigerator door, and then I'll pick up the knife, and then I'll touch one of them on like their hand or something.
Yeah.
Turn on the sink, and you know, whatever. And then when I'm done, I'm like, okay, now look at the red paint all over the kitchen, right? Like, you see, now that's a visual, and how you understand. You know, I'm not just
that's pretty genius.
trying to take my anger out on you. I'm being like, you're real. This is something that really, I'm like, who wants to kill somebody today?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I'm like, now if your mother goes out to eat anywhere, would you want her to get hurt? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, why? That's kind of.
Well, you know, giving someone a visual representation like that is probably, from me personally, you know, that would have more of a profound effect on how I see the problem.
Yeah.
Because you could always say, well, you know, you don't realize how many things you touch, you know, throughout the day that other people have touched. And I know that, you know, people are like, okay, well, there's the usual things: car door handles, you know, opening a door, like you said, turning the faucet on. But you also don't realize how many people you touch every day, utensils, you know, which is why I know you're looking to find a solution to that, you know, that plate and flatware issue. But I don't think we realize how many things we come in contact with just on an average day. So, you know, when you put red paint on it and then you look after, what is it, 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes you're out doing this, just in that short period of time.
Yeah, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, look at everything. And that's really good to know that you're doing that with your restaurants, because a lot of people don't know. They don't know, well, what is the restaurant doing, the place I'm going to eat?
Yeah.
What are they doing for me? You know, so now you've heard it here. This is what Chris is doing for you with his restaurants to make sure that when you come to eat there, that your next stop isn't Hospital Cherokee. 6729 5729. We're about halfway through the show. We've gotten a couple of calls. Thank you, Jim and Victoria, for piping in. We appreciate that. Again, no holds barred. Talk about whatever you want. What's your opinion on things? Are you mad? Who are you voting for? Yeah, you know, just like I said, this is we're really trying to get this thing going. So if you can give us a hand with it, with your call and your thoughts and opinions, we'd appreciate it. Otherwise, you know, go back to the old format. But I think this could be fun. You know, this could be a lot of fun.
Hey, check out this dish I'm working on.
Let me see.
That is a chicken cutlet, battered and fried in a taco shell, stuffed with fettuccine alfredo.
Oh, man.
So that I just saw it on Instagram. And so
God, that looks so good.
There's the beginning stages of it.
So that's a chicken cutlet and shaped in a taco shell.
Yeah.
And stuffed with
battered and fried.
And
then stuffed with fettuccine alfredo.
Oh my God. You're killing me. When?
Well, I'm still working on it. I can't taste it because I'm vegan for the month.
Well, I will offer you my services. Obviously,
so
you know, I will be more than happy to come. I still got to pick up the 3 or 4. My wife loves your ranch dressing. She's like, can you get any more of that? Well, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will remind me of that. It's really good though. It really is good. We're all looking forward to, like I said, to getting back to doing things. And you know, I know that Victoria called in and asked about karaoke, and you know, life as we know it has changed dramatically, as you all know. You know, with everything. And I don't know how that would work out, but I do know that a lot of people had a lot of fun with Monday nights, and
Yeah.
you know, that would be a nice way. It would be nice to figure out how to do that. Obviously, you know, you have to put the health and safety of the community foremost, and plus also what the health department says you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can socially distance karaoke. You know, put two microphones and say stand on the X. You know, don't get into those. You know, everyone hugging and swaying back and forth. It's going to ruin Sweet Caroline, of course. You know, I mean, hands touching hands. I mean, I don't know how you can work that out.
Gloves.
Gloves, touching gloves.
Gloves, touching gloves.
So the one thing I am excited about is my 3 restaurants have outdoor dining.
Yes.
Which is with all the hopefully the COVID thing eventually will just go away and it'll be
Well, eventually, like anything else, you know, it's going to get diluted. I mean, I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. That's just following how the etymology of viruses. But I know that Big Daddy's is pretty much open. It's like an open space. I mean, there's no walls except for on the stage. So that looking at that would expand and tap out. As
wide
well.
Open, yeah.
It was wide open, and half of your seating at Boulder is under that pagoda.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would would be interesting to know. Would Mensa consider that outdoor dining?
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
So but you still have to do the 6 feet, and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have 8 tables at Big Daddy's under the roof, and then we have a few on outside. Those are can rain depending.
Yeah.
Then tap out, we have, I haven't worked that out yet, but we'll probably have 6 to 8. Then we have picnic tables on the stage. And
Now, how does that? This is just a question off the top of my head that I have no idea, but you probably do because you own a restaurant. If I come in with my wife and another couple, can we sit at like a 4-top? There's 4 of us. Can we all sit at the same table, or does everyone have to be? I mean, would I have to sit, at a table by myself and my wife be at the next table? I mean, do you know how that works? Have they given you any insight onto how groups work?
I got a reservation of 10 for opening night, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. And so no, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the people are gonna sit together. That's fine. The mask thing, there's no definite thing on like, do you have to wear it until you get your food and drink? There's not a lot of details about that yet, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting because you hear stories about, and I can't remember where it was, but up in the United States there was this really serious altercation about a group of like 20 people that came in, and they weren't allowed to sit together. They could only sit in groups of 6 or whatever it was. And then there was another story out of another state. There's not really a good continuity or a good, this is the rule, for the whole country, whether it be Panama or the States or Canada or wherever. There doesn't seem to be a one defined thing. And these are good questions. Yeah, okay, we have to wear a mask. That's a national mandate.
Yeah.
We're allowed to go eat at a restaurant starting on the 28th, right? We're allowed to go eat at a restaurant, but how many people can sit at a table together? Do you have to wear your mask throughout the whole thing except for when you're eating, or can you take your mask off when you walk in the door? Do you have to wait till you've been seated? And they're all good questions, and we're all Mensa really hasn't been forthcoming about these details, maybe because they haven't worked them out yet. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think they're trying to hide anything from us, but I think trying to figure out the logistics to this, to have one particular set of instructions for everybody, because not everybody like you has outdoor seating.
Yeah, we're doing reservations only right now for Big Daddy's. I've already put it up on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's a seating, so 12 to 1:30. I've allowed an hour and a half. I'm not sure if that's not long enough, or because people may, first time gathering together.
So glad to be out, yeah.
But anyway, so I'm trying to work in about a 5-minute cleansing before each seating. I have some spraying equipment, some electric foggers.
Fumigators?
I have a fumigator, I have a fogger, and I have 3 different things. And so just hose it all down and wipe it all up. And the guy that does it has to put on a special equipment.
Is that Adrian?
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing it internally. I know Adrian's got some amazing equipment.
Yeah,
He's
he
doing a great
does.
job.
He was disinfecting Boquete. He was on the show, a while back. But
Yeah.
it's the same type of thing, though, right?
Well, their equipment's a lot more advanced than what I'm using. They're real high dollar. Yeah. But I have a fogger, a mister, and like a power sprayer thing.
Yeah.
So we're hitting each
Station.
station. We're doing the kitchen. We're doing the dining room inside where the waiters are. I have to have this is I don't know what people think about this, but I have to have special trash can biohazard bags for the masks.
Wow. Yeah. People don't think about that.
Yeah. So the waiters have little UV lights.
Really? Seriously? Wow.
Yeah. They're gonna have little alcohol sprays.
Yeah.
I've thought about putting alcohol on the table, but I think everybody will have their own. They're used to having their own.
Well, it's not like in the beginning where you couldn't find that stuff anywhere. I mean, I remember trying to find the gel, the hand gel. Couldn't find it anywhere. I was going around trying to find masks. Couldn't find masks anywhere. Couldn't find any of this. And now
everyone's
got them.
Yeah.
So there's no limit.
Yeah.
When they first got, I remember I went to Baru. They had one little display. You can only get one. You get one little thing of alcohol, and when they had the masks, which they hardly ever did, you can only get one, and they were like $5. But now, there's really no excuse. You can go in any store and pick them up.
Yeah.
I think Revia's got the 10-pack of the N95s for $7 or $8. So it's like less than $1, about $1 a mask. So
Yeah.
trying to get you, everyone's everyone's going to have to just get used to these changes that are being made, and I guess if you're a hypochondriac, you'll never leave your house anyway.
Yeah.
But there's only so much that you can do as a restaurant owner and to make people safe. And you're doing all of it.
Yeah.
What more could you do? I mean, outside of having a permanent mister and having everyone come in wearing
Well, no, I got a machine to have that going, a permanent mister.
Oh. Like when you walk in?
Like just chilling in the dining room. Like obviously a lot more advanced than what my example is, but the little essential oil diffusers.
Oh yeah.
Something like that, but it's made for this.
For that, yeah.
But I don't think people want to be, have that blown on them while they're eating.
Probably not. It's like they have that. I remember, when I used to go up to, I go up to Puerto Rios a lot, and they have when you pass where the old checkpoint used to be, it's not there anymore. I haven't seen the checkpoint there in almost a year. When you go straight, not left like you're going to Volcan, but when you go straight into Puerto Rios, when you get into, right before you get into the town, they have this goalpost set up, where it's two metal, I guess, stands, like a microphone stand that are about 20 feet high.
Yeah.
And they have the white PVC going up each side of the cross, and it's a permanent mist.
Oh, that's cool.
And you drive through it.
Like what used to stand when you're standing in line at Six Flags.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
little misters.
You can't get into Puerto Rios without
Oh, that's really
going
cool.
through that, and that's what I thought. Maybe be an idea. I know that if I was sitting at a table, I wouldn't want mist going on my food.
Yeah.
But if there was something as you walk in, like where the gate is to go back when you come up those stairs, I think that'd be a great idea. And it would also, personally for me, the mist is not going to get me drenched, but it would give me a feeling of a little more security. Okay, well, not only is the restaurant being sanitized and all the stations are being cleaned every time, when I go in, I've got that room. And I've worked in the plastics industry for many years, and a lot of the, excuse me, one of the companies I worked for quite a while made medical grade devices, insulin pumps, and it was all plastics. And it was a clean room. Everything was saying you couldn't. When you went in there, you had to put on a hazmat suit. You had to put on the booties, and then you went into this little room where the door closed behind you, and you got sprayed.
Wow.
And you went in.
That's cool.
And everything was clean. And that's what got me thinking about it. Obviously, you know, you're not going to install something like that everywhere, but how much could it, you know, what kind of an expense could it be, you know, to get some PVC pipe that has the little misters on it, maybe 50 or 60 bucks.
Yeah.
And then a little pump, battery operated pump, you know, or whatever. But I thought about that, you know, when I thought about having to go through that particular getting in and out of that clean room. And we did that too with computers.
Yeah.
But oh, what do we got here?
She wants to see more pictures.
Of what?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
What do you want to see? I mean, we did say no holds barred, but you know, there's a limit. It's a family show. Phone number here is 6729-5729, where Chris and I are talking about the safety and health requirements that are going into the restaurants and everything that he's doing to make sure that at the end of the month, when we're allowed to go out and eat, that we are not going to be in a contaminated place, that, you know, we can enjoy ourselves and the comfort with our friends and family. But you know, we can talk about whatever you want. Like I said, this is the last hurrah of this. So 6729-5729. Now's your opportunity to call and talk to us about whatever it is that you want to talk about. It doesn't matter to us. We are trying to accomplish something here with community radio that, granted, probably hasn't been done here.
Hey, what's the I see on Facebook you do the syndicated world news thing. What's that all about?
It's a digital newspaper that I've had for 20.
That's your own thing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I started that, oh gosh, 2000, maybe 1999, probably 2000, maybe 2001. Started that, basically it's a news aggregator. I pull news stories from about 20 different sources, mostly mainstream media. And it's got a website, syndicatedworldnews.com. For most of the activity comes through Facebook. And I basically, you know, I'll pick, you know, 2-3 stories from, you know, maybe 10 different news sources about a variety of topics. Obviously, it's a lot of political stuff now because we're 2 months outside of an election in the United States.
Yeah, today's title is Trump's still losing big and 4 other takeaways from post-convention polls.
Yeah, there's a lot on there. And, you know, it's funny because...
what do you think about that?
I think, you know, polls...
We have a call?
Oh, we have a call.
Oh.
How's that? Hello, welcome to Boquete Now. Who am I talking to?
It's Jim again, Jim Douglas.
Hey, Jim.
Hey!
I had to respond to your great idea about your spray devices for entries and everything. The Ministry of Health, MINSA, on 16th of July, published Resolution 657, bans the spraying of persons. I thought you should know that.
That bans spraying. Oh, you see, now I did not know that. I did not know that.
They have a picture of somebody down in David riding a motorcycle through what you were describing, being sprayed on the highway, and they say, no, that's not good. You can't spray chemicals on people like that.
I wonder how that affects the spraying station in Puerto Rios, because it's always on. It's unmanned.
Well, it's illegal according to Resolution 657 of July 16th from the MINSA.
Oh!
So even if you put something like that at the entrance to a restaurant and gave someone the option of, like, turn it off, you know, before I walk through, I guess you can't do it at all. Wow. See, I didn't even know that. That's some good information.
And, you know, I mean, don't want to get we have immune systems that need to be strengthened, and obviously by having a good diet and a healthy lifestyle, so do them. And your system challenged by contaminants, bacteria, viruses, and all that we encounter in the world.
Yeah.
And by spraying your restaurant, you're actually defeating, bolstering people's immune system. And I know you have no choice, but it's kind of counterproductive in my book anyway.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because that's actually something that I've heard from a lot of people on with various different opinions. But I can tell you this though, I have had to make a major change in lifestyle habits due to diabetes and cancer and a few other things that I have. And I have noticed though that since I have changed my eating habits and my health habits, that I've actually felt a lot better, and I'm less prone to catching colds. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But I did not know that about that resolution, that you can't spray people.
What number is that? What number resolution is that?
I'm sorry, resolution 657. Look it
657.
up on the Gazette, you'll see it. It's the date is July 16th, and it bans or suspends spraying in person.
With people. You can do it without people. Is that right or no?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I'm looking. And that was
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff. I appreciate that.
so that was July 7th, right? You said
16th.
July 16th. I'm trying to find that here. I'll find it. Yeah, I've got a lot of different information here. So, but yeah, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know. I might actually post that, later on today, just in case people have forgotten about that. And I'm guessing they did, because, like I said, you can't get into Puerto Rios, whether you're in a car, truck, bicycle, motorcycle, walking. You can't get into Puerto Rios without going through that spray station, and it's an unmanned spray station. It's just a mister. That's interesting. I do remember now, Jim, now that you brought it up, that there was a kerfluffle, as it were, about the spraying here at the checkpoint. A lot of people were wondering, well, what is it? What are they spraying?
Yeah.
And then I remember Minsa saying that you can't do that, but yet it's still being done. Last time I went through there, where there was actually someone there, they're still spraying the, which I don't understand that. I don't understand the logic behind that. Maybe someone could call in. Maybe Jim, maybe you have an idea what the logic is behind spraying your car going through a checkpoint.
No idea. I haven't left Boquete since this whole thing. I've been
Really?
I've stayed in Boquete. It's 6 months.
No, I've been in.
We have a call?
Oh, we have a call. Hey, welcome to Boquete Now. Who am I talking to?
Good morning. My name is Bill.
Bill, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Thanks for your call. What can we talk about?
You're welcome. Well, I figured I waited almost the whole show, and I'm the only one that's going to jump in the lion's pit, I guess.
Jump right in, man.
I'm a Trump supporter.
Good for you.
And I remember Joe Biden made one of his famous quotes: "If you're not voting for me, you're not black."
I remember that.
Well,
I remember that. Yeah, that was a little bit of a controversial statement there.
So my saying is, if you don't vote for Trump, you're not really an American.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And you obviously that you are totally entitled to that, and that's actually I've actually heard a lot about
I figure I'm far enough away from my family that they won't hear this broadcast, so I'm safe with them. But they're totally on the other side.
Oh.
And I'm from the swamp. I still when I came down there, I still had a little moss hanging on me. But I think if it goes the other way, if Biden and the socialists take over the country, we're in bad shape up there.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think? I keep hearing, obviously, I'm in the news business, so I get news from everywhere. What do you think the possibility is? Everyone's talking about. It doesn't matter who wins, whether it's Trump or whether it's Biden. There's going to be, a civil war. There's going to be armed conflict. There's going to be, blood in the streets and all that. What is your take on that? Do you think it'll get to that?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. George Soros and his lot are behind all this Antifa, and they only know one way, and that's a violent way.
Yeah,
So they're gonna protest and riot and so forth until Trump squashes them.
yeah, but do you think it'll come down to a civil war where people are
I
barricading
don't think
themselves?
necessarily a civil war, but I definitely think civil unrest. I think they're gonna, just keep ranting and raving until it's squashed.
Hmm.
One thing I do know is whether who wins or loses, the opposite, the opposite of the winner they'll come to Boquete, and I see it, you see it every election year
Yeah.
in Boquete.
It's almost
A
like
lot of people
clockwork.
that support go back, and a lot of people that don't support come here.
Yeah,
Pretty interesting.
yeah. Well, if you
Well,
don't
what
want,
I'm hoping is just like in 2016, they tried to poll everybody, but a lot of the Trump supporters, they just kept quiet. They didn't say anything or do anything until they went to vote, and that's when that was when they expressed themselves, not so much in the polls. So.
yeah, well, I don't put a whole lot of stock in polls. Obviously, if they come across the newswire, I'll post them on my newspaper. But personally, polls, they're usually slanted. Sometimes, the cross section of people that they poll doesn't really give you a good representation of what of what's actually going on. I think the most important poll is what happens on November 3rd.
Right, exactly. Well, like I said, I thought I'd jump in the lion's den and express my opinion.
Well, we sure
I guess
do.
I've done that. Hopefully, somebody else will fall in there.
Well, we totally appreciate that. Thank you for calling, and thank you for
All
for
right.
the
I
intestinal
enjoyed the
fortitude
program
to.
very much.
You have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Now.
All right,
Bye-bye.
take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Don't be afraid. Call in.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know what. Let us know what you think about things. We don't have to be combative. We don't have to yell at each other or insult each other. We just have, let us know how you feel. We still got a good, I don't know, 5-6 minutes, 7 minutes left. We could get one more phone call in at 6729-5729, Radio Cherokee. How do you feel about things? I got a note here from, let's see, Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia Slate. By the way, Cynthia's show is on Monday at 10 to 11. It's called On the Air. Cynthia Slade and Barbara Friarucci, she let me know that they're not spraying anymore or taking temperatures. I'm assuming she means up at the Caldera checkpoint. And in retrospect, I haven't. I'm in and out of David probably more than I want to, and I have a business down in Los Molinos and Delega, and it's been about a month that I've been coming up that I haven't been sprayed, haven't had my temperature taken, and actually, most of the time there hasn't even been a police presence there. I've just been driving straight, driving through. I mean, you slow down just in case they're hiding or whatever. But I'm wondering, why do they think the threat is gone? Is it just a lack of personnel, available people? I don't know.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know. I tell you one thing. Last Saturday, I had some interviews to do. I have a salvo from the radio station that allows me to conduct radio station business. And I had a couple of interviews to do, and I was all the way up in. Oh gosh, I was up in Alto Reno, maybe. I had to go see Mike Weber. Mike has a show here on Saturdays. So today from 2. Gosh, I'm sorry, Mike. It's Mama told me not to come. It's Fridays and it's repeated on Mondays, I believe. And I'm sorry, my brain is like a sieve right now. But all the way up there, and then going down to the station down there in David and here and there, I didn't see one. This is on a Saturday, mind you, okay, where normal quarantine is. I didn't see one police officer. Not
Yeah.
one. I didn't see anybody. Nobody. And I saw a lot of traffic on it. So I don't know what to make of that. But you know, maybe it's just we're getting so close to the lifting of everything, and we're getting so close to the opening of everything. But I find it kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, we got time for one call. 6729-5729. Boquete Now. This is your community radio. What do you want to talk about? You can help us close the show out with whatever topic you want. Give us a holler. And if you don't want to, hey, no problem. We understand that. Like I said, you know, we're trying to make this a little more of an interactive program here with the community, but I know that there's some stage fright getting on the radio or getting on any public. It's a lot safer on social media, right? You're behind your phone screen or your laptop or your computer screen on your keyboard, and you've got a certain amount of anonymity. I know that. Oh, here we go. Mike Weber just sent me a text here. Let's see. There we are. Yeah, strange brew. That's right. God, man, I'm so sorry, Mike. And I do listen to your program. And Cynthia just said, yeah, Mike Weber, Strange Brew. There's a lot of good programming here on Radio Cherokee, so, you know, we thank you, all of us thank you. Dr. Shannon Tours on tomorrow from 10 to 2, talking with your doctor. And so it's always a lot of good topics. I was on her show a couple of weeks ago, had a lot of fun. But we're running out of time, so Chris, what do you want to let everybody know? You know, anything you want to let anyone know about before we sign off, about restaurants, opening dates, special menus you want to go over?
No, not really. I mean, well, Big Daddy's September 28th.
September 28th. Reservations only for now,
Reservations
right?
only for now. 6250-1948 is the number to call. Boulder 54. I'll put some stuff up about that later on this week. October 5th is our opening date. And Tap Out Sports Zone is October 12th.
And don't forget, today, the last fundraiser for our friend Will Wolf, who's done so much for this community at Big Daddy's from 11 to 2, and over at Richard's Place, Sugar and Spice, from 11 to 2 as well. And please don't forget about the Los Moninos Cat Sanctuary. They really do wonderful work. I know we got a lot of dog people in town here. We got a lot of dog rescue places. There's a lot of cats out there that are being wonderfully taken care of. You can reach them on Facebook or go to losmoninoscatsanctuary.org. Donate cat food, medicines, vet services. That's where your money goes. They're a great organization, been in town, been around here for 16 years, quietly taking care of the stray cats and kittens. So please don't forget about them. You have been listening to Boquete Now, Talk Radio on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM. We want to thank the few people who have called in to for their comments and whatnot. I don't exactly know what's coming next week, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a lot of fun, and we might still keep the lines open to call in, to talk to whatever guest I have. I'll let you know during the week. We are sponsored again by the Chris Young Culinary Empire. That's Big Daddy's coordinated Wolf and Tap Out Sports Zone. I want to thank everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will see you next week. We're out.
All right, ciao, everybody.
For as long as they keep doing the show.
What's that?
For as long as we keep doing the show, and we'll have to do whether I have whether it's a fun guy.
Yeah. No, it's a bug. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Can you be right back?
Yeah.
All the time. I try to keep going, man. Every time I try, somebody else.
Ah, that's cool. All right, man.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too. I don't know. la quieres grabar, sí. Y el estudio no tiene, tendría que hacer el sistema. Así se le puede sacar. Claro, claro, pero aquí no se puede afinar. Solamente con la guitarra y lo uno. Una guía. ¿Por qué no me lo mandas por WhatsApp? Pero con la guitarra no tengo más guitarra. Más cerca para poder entender y poner la letra ahí. Porque es un músico también y de pronto algo podemos sacar ahí. Algo podemos sacar y después lo podemos reunir aquí también. Voy a mandar con contabilidad y mi hermana que es la gerente, a ver. Pero estamos hablando del año pasado, ¿no? Bueno, perfecto. Déjame hablar con contabilidad porque una chica de la secretaría me llamó y yo no pude hablar con la secretaria mía. Ah, ok. Pero ella me pidió unos papeles, yo no sé qué exactamente es lo que tengo que traer. No, no traer. Mándamelo por WhatsApp exactamente qué es lo que tengo que traer. Ok. Quedamos así. Ok, gracias. Hasta luego. ¿Qué te parece? Lo vamos a hacer, hermano Gobierno. Ok. Está bien.
Listo. Que me estaba preguntando era Verónica.
¿Cómo hacemos? ¿Cómo me lo manda Marcela y la letra aparte y la guitarra pues la lista para ver qué es lo que para entenderla mejor? No te puedo decir ahorita mismo porque la llevo muy distante para pasar temprano. Me gustaría escucharla mejor para que ustedes